Hello friends, myself Shreyas Thombre. Again, I am back to discuss something very much important about an industrial control panel. We have already discussed the type 1, which is an open type of control panel, but after this, we are going to look out for the internal construction and what are the types of closed loop panels and what are the industrial applications for which we are going to use them. So as you can see over here in this PPT right now I'm opened, consists with the information of the PLC control valve, switch gears. You can see the images where we have input output Ethernet connections. There are different types of cables, module, radio interfacing systems, and all the different types of devices, which will be a combination of electrical and electronic systems which are helpful for control and monitoring purpose has been shown in the picture. Now let's discuss importance of all these things and how I have designed these things in the CATIA, so you can get the visual information more in details. So let's open the CATIA file. So here we have a CATIA file open. So what is the main important thing that you can see over here is the closed loop control panel system, and this system is consistently developed in a box that we call it as a panel box, and we are going to discuss in further discussion how to design this box, what are the rules and regulations which are useful for fabrication, which type of materials are used, which kind of precautions and tips and tricks should be taken into point of consideration. But before that, we have to discuss each and every important function of the internal control box of this instrumentation control panel. So first component is circuit breaker, which will be act as a protection board of the system. So as we know that over here you can see at the left of the corner there is an MCB that we call it as a miniature circuit breaker is located in every control panel, or it may have a location mostly at the top or bottom portions also separately. So mostly it is need to locate near to a main to power supply where from which our input power is coming. So mostly it must be located at right or left side of the top of the corner in any control panel. It's as per the ISO standard rule. It's almost work automatically to protect the system and isolating the main system from every kind of electrical and electronics abnormal condition, and hence it is used to protect from a major severe damages to all the other important electronic appliances that we are going to use inside the control panel. Second part you can see near to the orange box or near to our control panel system is known as surge suppressors. So it is a protectional device which is used to provide a protection against a lightning strikes or also a high voltage power surges. Now let's move to the third box. At the second part of the portion you can see a AC distribution box which is shown in the orange color, and it is shown with the different types of buttons provided on it, so that we can connect the different types of cable as per its labeling. So a main function is simply to elaborate and help to collect the power from an main circuit breaker with a single input wire and distribute it among a multiple output wires to all the different AC application with their own protection of jumper wires connectivity with it. So this provides an AC power to an AC power system or a different appliances. Okay, now here is the main important thing that a one wire should be go into an SMPS located at the right of the corner I am showing over here. So this SMPS will help to convert AC power from one station or one location to an DC power, which can be applicable for the multiple DC application systems in this control panel, such as the different sensors, PLCs, controllers and all the actuators. But sometimes it is need to require an AC power with some specific voltage and specific current ratings. So all this distribution for the different application is done through this orange box located inside this control panel known as a power distribution board. So mostly it is designed to take an input power. If it is designed in India, it's for 230 volt AC 50 Hz as per the ISO standard rules, but if it is in USA or some other countries it may be 120 volt 60 Hz. So all we need an SMPS as shown in this is a whiteboard which is capable of converting that 230 volt into 12 volt DC voltage, and then from the DC power distribution system we apply it for the multiple applications like PLC, relay, actuators and sensors. Now the third important component here you can see at the third section at the left of the system is in red color having a blue dot at the middle is nothing but your Ethernet switch. So what is the main function of that? It's mostly used to connect all the components of the PLCs, that are electrical and electronic components, using a communication maybe wireless or maybe using Cat5 or Cat6 cable systems, through which any system can connect with other and perform in a well and contributing their own function in the control panel. Now near to that we can see at the left of the portion there are some radio cable signals system. So that is nothing but a radio along with an antenna. So this system is helped to collect the data from the different components of the control panel and transfer that data, or we can say it's sending it and receiving it from different sites of the location inside an industry. So far away from the system we can also connect the things, and also we have a wireless connectivity broadcast through which we can connect it from one near location of the center to an other centers to collect the data, visualize it and to monitor it. So this is mostly prepared with an polyphasor cable layers, provided it for the protection against high voltages, and also with one antenna, which is the most important thing by which you are going to transmit and receive the radio signals. Now at the middle part of this section you can see a PLC. It is act as a main component, act as a brain of the whole system, known as programmable logic controller. This is a one type of processing controller used to gather the information in terms of analog to digital signals, and from the different sensors and transducers it collects the information or a data which is used to execute and evaluate in terms of processing, helps to operate the different types of AC and DC power applications like relay, valves, motors, actuator, limit switch, from which we can control and monitor the output devices. Now at the last part of the section you can see a terminal box. As shown in the control panel in this figure in CATIA, you can see there are blue blocks along with the number of blue switches. So that switches consist with the different types of cable connectivity. So these are the connection points which are helped to connect all the industrial input output devices, cables and connecting point depending upon their type of instrument application. So we have various types of cable which may be connected for the various signals to be connected. So most of the signals are maybe analog signals. These are nothing but the type of signal which are visualized in the form of ranges, like a voltage range, maybe a current range, maybe a in terms of water level, pressure of the water. So these are the levels of the signal you get it. And second type of signal is maybe a kind of output signal. So that is the signal coming out from the PLC. So that is nothing but a digital signal in terms of binary codes, maybe 0 and 1. So 1 stands for on the system, 0 stands for off the system. And near to that you can see there are every location consists with MCB. So this means every system is subdivided along with their own protection systems. And then we have a relay terminal box, which is the most important component of this control panel in terms of control connectivity with output applications. So this helps to control the digital outputs. That is, the output coming from the PLC can be used to turn on and off the high power, high voltage applications, valves and different types of mechanical actuators from the PLC along with this type of relay control box only. And this box also helps to protect and acting as an isolator in terms of other kinds of faults which are taking at the output side of our control box. Now in this whole discussion there are some safety precautions required to be taken into point of consideration. It's very important to know about which type of power level we are going to handle by the operator when he comes along with this system. The input may be 120 volt single phase 60 hertz or maybe 440 volt 3 phase. So it must be identified by its color coding while operating near to that control panel, or when we are going to operate for the maintenance, testing, installation. At that time the safety precautions must be taken. All the input output switches, all the MCB, all the contactors, all the cables must be labeled properly with the BOM, which is known as bill of material sheet, which must be provided to every operator who is going to operate the control panel for the specific application. Now separate external disconnection earthing contactors to be used for a dual power supply. If a panel is consist with the solar panel to take a power, then it must be have its own individual separate earthing system. 3-phase AC or single phase AC socket should be provided at that time near to that location to execute and evaluate that power as per the application. Now next thing is a proper protection system. All the sections must be have MCB with their proper ratings. External MCB sets have their specific ratings, that tripping time, breaking time, making time, the fuse selection, its ampere rating. All these things should be taken into point of consideration. For example, in case of fuse, we have to select the fuse rating 5 to 15 times higher than the actual cable current carrying capacity. Next thing is a proper grounding buses. As we know that earthing is the most crucial part in any system, that is an electric system, to carry the leakage current directly in terms of protection. So all the cables, mostly a negative terminal cables in a DC system, should be grounded. All the device with metal contactors must be grounded. All the panel with metal contaction separately grounded to earth with very low resistance path so that it can carry the leakage current and protect the person or operator working with it. Now next important component you can see is UPS. It stands for uninterrupted power supply. It's used to convert 120 volt AC to 24 volt DC power supply, and then it is useful for a control application of the DC system. It's also a dual inverter mode consists inside it, so that it helps to power the PLC as a backup protection with the help of a battery which is maybe charged with the solar panel or through the AC to DC converters in terms of power failure conditions. So this can help to avoid the power interruption, and hence the device data collection and monitoring will not be crashed by a computer in case of any kind of faults and difficulties. Also, this helps to know about the power failure in which cable or in which relay or in which contactors by the PLC tracking under a UPS system. Separate 2 power supply interruption protection system should be provided to every PLC. Now the last but not least, which is very much important component, is a transformer, which may be or may not be located inside the PLC, but it should be located if the PLC control panel is designed for high voltage application, because the transformer is only an electronic device or electrical device which is helpful to adjust the different levels of the voltages and the power that we needed for the different types of application. And it's obviously a static device. It should not affect the power frequency and only capable of handle the high voltage application systems. So hope this is the basic thing that you have visualized properly in this control panel. And yes, the socket is located at the left side of the section, and the right section is consist with the hole in through which you can pass the different types of cables and connect this control panel to the input output devices. Thank you very much. Let's see if you have any kind of comments, or if you have any kind of question, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you very much.